Right, just another little instalment here for you. I've I've seen I was on Facebook there tonight on actually anyone there that might be interested in it, the Facebook page, Irish EV Owners Association Facebook page. You know, there's you can get a lot of information there. You know, if it's a particular car or that you're interested in, you know, there will be somebody on that owns that car and can give you a full rundown on it. You know, but just somebody put up a post about lately they've kind of been getting a lot of negative feedback from EV haters, you know, and of course all the myths that are out there. But it was just interesting because I bumped in, there was actually a neighbour of mine there last week, and and he is actually in the motor trade, which I would have thought he would have known better, but just goes to show you. But he had a big smirk in his face. He was almost laughing at me. He says, "Oh, you bought an MG?" And I said, "Yeah, that's right, yeah." And he says, "They're Chinese." And I said, "Yeah, I know." I said, and he said, "But for a taxi," he said, you must have to charge it 2 or 3 times a day, do you?" He said, "You know, that's a crazy thing." And I said, no, I said, "I just charge it overnight." I said, "And that's it. I go out, do my day and come home, plug it in." "What do you mean plug it in?" And I said, "I plug it in at home, I have a charger." I said, and actually we were standing outside another neighbour who got a BMW 5 Series there at the start of the year, the plug-in hybrid, and we were standing 6 feet from a home charger, you know. And I just pointed out and I said, "Yeah, like that one." I said, "It's, you just plug it in and you charge at home." And he says, "You don't charge on the street at all?" And I said, "No." I said, "I did twice." I said, "In the 2.5 months that I have it, I have twice." I said, "But I said that was just an experiment to actually see what it was like and to use an app, make sure it was all working and what have you, you know." And he said, yeah, but the batteries don't last. They only last a few years, don't." And I said, no. I said, "There's a 7-year warranty." I said, "On the battery, or 150,000 kilometre or 7 years, whichever comes first." I said, "With the MG," I said, "manufacturer's warranty." And the smile started to disappear from his face. And then I said, "Yeah," and I said, "The best thing about them," I said, "is they're so cheap to run." And he said, "Oh yeah, I have to go." And I said, no, come here and I tell you. I said, "Every night I charge it," and I said, "It's about 40% of the battery that I'd have to charge." I said, "Just be under 30 kilowatts." And I said, "It's costing me about €2.50. I said, €2.50. I was spending €20 a day on diesel. I'm now spending €2.50. And the smile totally disappeared from his face. But I had somebody else as well saying to me, and the same thing, you know, "Oh, you bought an MG, they're Chinese shite." As well, you know what? I've done now just under 4,500 kilometers. It's going fine. I'm enjoying it. I'm still enjoying it, and my pocket my pocket is certainly enjoying it. But there just seems to be I think they're only kind of starting to. At the start of this year, the only EVs that I knew of was Tesla and the Nissan Leaf. I didn't know there was an e-Golf. I kind of knew. I do vaguely remember Hyundai launching the Soul and the Kona, you know, a couple of years back, but you know, they weren't on my radar. And I was the very same. I kind of thought, you know what, the range isn't great, but I'm just wondering, you know, is that going back to 10 years ago when, you know, the first Nissan Leaf came out with, I think, the 24 kilowatt battery, and obviously 10 years ago the charging infrastructure wouldn't be what it is today. Not that it's great today, but thankfully I have to say, with the home charger and the way things are going for me, I have only done it twice, and it was only an experiment to see what it was like. I charge at home. I don't use the public charging network. I don't need to, so I know I am blessed in that. But with smaller batteries in the cars and lower range, obviously, yeah, it'd be not a problem. It's doable, but it would just take more consideration and planning of even the smallest of journeys. But I'm just wondering, is that where it's coming from? I know initially in warmer countries the Nissan Leaf had a problem because it wasn't a cooled battery, and I know the early Teslas had problems as well with their batteries, and I believe there's fields of them parked up over in the desert in the States because the batteries are knackered and it's too expensive to change them. But there the other week when I left the car back into MG just to check it out, when I was picking it up, I was just talking to the service manager, and I just said, look, just for curiosity's sake, I said, if I needed to replace the battery in that, I said, for whatever reason, I said, how much would it cost? And the sales rep that sold me the car was there as well, and he said everyone's asking this question. He said we were on to MG, so he told me, he says, well, MG's stance on it is, he said, to replace the entire battery would be between 10 and 12,000, but they say there is absolutely no need to completely change a battery, that they would first look at refurbishing a battery. And I thought, right, okay, the main dealer themselves are saying don't replace, refurbish. And I thought, isn't that what EVs are all about? Reuse and recycling, being smart about things, So he said, the cells on the battery, he said if you had to have, we say 3 or 4 cells change, he said, and that would be extreme. He said, would it be about 2,500, maybe €3,000. He said, there's no different prices. He said, because it hasn't been done. And I think that is the thing, isn't it? It hasn't been done. We don't really know. With lithium-ion batteries, different companies use different, some different metals. Obviously, some of them will be the same cobalt and what have you, but and lithium. But some of them do use different chemicals, and so there could be a difference in different types of battery. Maybe others last longer than that, but I don't think we really know, because there isn't a hell of a lot of data, because up until now there haven't been that many EVs, certainly in the European market, so I think it's all new. And as people have said on the Irish EVs Association page, a lot of it is kind of scaremongering from the petrochemical companies, because I think the fact that EVs are sold out in this country by the middle of the year, and I think there's still 8 Euros available, and possibly some Nissan Leafs, but Volkswagen, Skoda, MG, they've run out. They're ordering more. There's boatloads on the way from China. People, relax. And by the way, that's where your Volkswagen comes from as well. So when people go cheap China, yeah, I have to laugh. I really do. It's kind of, do your research, please, and get the facts. Stop talking shite. That's all. Little rant there for you, but just share in the comments if you've had any experiences, if you are an EV driver and you've had any kind of these know-it-all who really know it nothing people trying to ditch EVs and all this battery nonsense and that, but so that's it for now. So I'll talk to you soon, and safe driving, and comment below there and let us hear your stories.